Hi guys, I'm Coley. I'm an indie author from New Zealand. So today I need to upload a new manuscript for one of my books before it goes live on the 7th of October. So I thought this might be a good opportunity to show you guys what the back end of Draft to Digital looks like and how it all works. So Draft to Digital is a distribution provider, so it allows you to publish your ebook to multiple global platforms, all in one hit. And they take about 10% of your profits, but I think that's well worth it because pretty much what it does is it saves you lots of time, but also it deals with the accounting side of things, rather than you trying to have to upload your book to all these different platforms and deal with all the processes. So I find it's well worth it. So the only platform that I distribute my ebook to independently is KDP. So I'll show you what to do when you get to that stage. But for now, you can see I've got The Dark Side of Happiness is the first book, and then All Shadows of Death is the second. And this one's still up for pre-order. So this is the one that I'm going to make changes to today. So I'll just click on that. So you can see it's all here, ready to go. One thing just to be aware of, for your other publishing platforms like KDP, the ISBN is available to change right up until the release date. However, on Draft to Digital, once you've clicked publish, even if the release date is in future, it will still lock it in. So just be really conscious of that, particularly if you want to use the same ISBN across different platforms. However, you can still change the rest of the metadata. You can still change the title right up until the date that it's released. So let's jump into the different editing options, I guess. So let's go to number one. So up here you can see All the Shadows of Death. You can edit the metadata and the cover here if you want to. I'm not needing to do that today, but I'll jump in and show you what it looks like. So here you can see that's the cover, and then all the different search terms I've used, as well as the categories. So we'll just jump in and do a bit more of an in-depth look. So if you've got the cover art, they do recommend 1600 by 2400 or larger as a JPEG or a PNG file. Your cover has to include your book title, and don't obviously put a paperback or a hardback cover here. It won't work, or it won't look very good. So if you do need to upload it, just click on browse and find it in your computer files. So here you can still change the book title, which I'm not going to. I'm quite happy with it how it is. My book's in English, which I've chosen. I have created a series, so it's automatically pulling that one through, and it's volume 2, so you can obviously adjust all of these things if you need to. The publisher is myself, and then the search terms that I've picked for the book is down here. So just imagine that you're a reader looking to find a specific kind of book. These are sort of the search terms you might stick into a search bar. So I've sort of just had a bit of a go at these. If you want a bit more information around how to come up with these terms, then have a Google search, particularly KDP's background pages are really helpful, or just have a look at some other sort of indie authors and what they've chosen to do. So target audience, my book does contain content inappropriate for minors, just because there's a few sex scenes and some swearing and things in it. So I want to make sure that the kids are not getting exposed to that. And then down here I've chosen my categories for my book. So these are the ones that they sit under. Obviously pick ones that are specific to your book when you do them. Cool. So I've changed nothing, so I'm just going to cancel, but obviously you can go submit. So this is where I'm going to upload the new manuscript of my book. So it's the D2D version, so it's nice and clear, and I'm not going to get confused. Now you can see over here, I've got a ebook release date set for the 7th of October. So what it does is it distributes the book onto the different platforms as a pre-order option, so that when readers click on it, then they can have it distributed or sent to their their Kobo or their Kindle or whatever they're reading on when the release date comes. So below that we have the ebook description. So obviously this is the blurb on the back of your book. So it's quite helpful to make sure that this is matching what's on the cover of the physical copy, but it can be quite helpful as well to put some keywords and things in there just to help with searchability and discoverability. So like if you're writing a mystery, then maybe you want to incorporate the word mystery in the blurb somehow, which hopefully won't be too difficult. Now, down here we've got a short ebook description. So this is sort of like a really brief summary of what your book's about, and this is mainly for Smashword sales pages. If you're not sure what to put here, I'd actually jump onto Smashwords and just have a look at some of the examples. So just because my book is a sequel, I've just put sort of the hook in, and then the summary of the fact that it's the sequel to the series that people will probably be familiar with if they've ever read the first book, and if not, hopefully it'll be engaging enough that they might go back and have a look at the first book. So yeah, cool. So it looks like my file's been downloaded, which is great. Is this a collection, an omnibus, or a book bundle? No, it's not. There's no other collaborators for this book, so I don't need to worry about that step, and there's no other contributors, so I don't need to worry about this step. So you can see here, normally this is where you pop your ISBN in for your book. Because my ebook has technically already been published, even though it's not been released yet, I cannot change the ISBN. But that's absolutely fine, because I'm happy with the ISBN and how it is. And I'm going to use that same ISBN to publish my ebook on Kindle as well. So this is the sort of layout of the book itself. Just the way that I formatted my book file, my manuscript file, I did it on Word. So there will be a little video on how to do that as well if you're keen to format your own manuscripts. Otherwise, whoever you've hired to help you out with that should have sent you a lovely formatted file that you can load up really quickly. So I've just had a quick look and I can see that all my chapters are there. They go right to the bottom, which is great. It looks like this is a huge book. It's not that big. I just write short chapters. So that's why there's 82 chapters in total. Now, I've already loaded the front and back matter of my book. So I don't need D2D to add any of those to my work. But if you've not done it yourself, then you can obviously tick the boxes and it will create a front and back matter page for you with your title page and your copyright page and things like that. If you need a bit more information, obviously just hover over the cues, the question marks, and it'll show you what it means. Okay, if you have major problems, you can click this button. Thank goodness I've never had to. So hopefully you can get yourself sorted with help from the D2D team. Cool, I'm happy with this. I'm going to continue. Wonderful. Okay, so this page is quite fun. If you've not formatted your book completely and you wanted to sort of put a little bit of a spin or a style onto it, depending on the genre of your book, then you can use this page to make it look pretty, which is quite fun. So let's just jump into chapter 29, for example. So my book is a fantasy and it's already formatted, so I will actually just leave it as the D2D simple style. But as an example, if you are writing a fantasy and you wanted some dragons up there, it'll automatically load dragons onto your chapter headings, which is quite cool. We can try something else, hard line, so it looks quite funky. Obviously it doesn't match with my chapter headings because they're already preloaded, but you can kind of get the drift. You've got a little crown or a digital echo, whatever that is, heraldic, yeah. So have a bit of a play around. You can also add drop caps and things if you want to. I don't want to fiddle around with my formatting too much, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. going back to D2D simple, but you can have a play around and just see what sort of look you enjoy, which is quite cool. So, and then if you're not sure what it's going to look like, if you're uploading it to Amazon, you can click on the download Mobi and it'll send you a file of what it'll look like once it's on the Kindle Previewer or an EPUB for sort of your Kobo, your iPad, things like that, or if you want like a PDF of it as well. If you're doing a print book, then you can download it as well. So I'm happy with my files and I'm going to save and continue. Okay, so this is a really important page. So this is obviously your pricing, where you want it to be distributed. I want it distributed pretty much everywhere. The only one I haven't ticked is Amazon because I've uploaded it directly to Amazon. So the ISBN, if you've used the same ISBN for D2D as you have for your Kindle, then the Kindle one will take precedence on Amazon, and you won't get like a double up of your book. However, if you've used a different ISBN or an ISBN that's been provided specifically by the platform itself, you'll end up with a double up of your book, which is not really clear for readers and things and can confuse your sales, and obviously not great for collecting reviews either, because you all want them to load onto the same book. So just be really conscious. If you've not used the ISBN for your ebooks, I encourage you to do so in future. It will make your life much, much easier. Cool. And then obviously I've ticked all the different areas that I want my book to be available, particularly New Zealand. That's where I'm from. So yeah, and then the other thing to just be conscious of as well is managing your territorial prices. So everything is done in US dollars, and then it tends to convert over into the different currencies depending on where the book is available. So I have adjusted these slightly. So if you stick your US dollar in there, it'll spit out some numbers that are current and equivalent. But what I found is sometimes you get some funky numbers like 9.67. So what I tend to do is just make it a nice 0.99 number or a nice round number like this, and just try and keep it price matched across the different platforms as well. So just because a lot of the contracts require price matching, so if you're loading a book onto Amazon and it's $6, the ebook should be $6 for all the other platforms as well in US if you're using US currency. So just be conscious of that. Cool. So I'm not making any changes, so it's cancelled out of that. And then I'm happy with all of this. Now, just a quick note on the bottom. This is the library price, which I think is awesome that you can put your book into the libraries around the globe. In New Zealand, we use Libby, which is really, really popular, particularly for Kobo devices. And they suggest that you put it on for sort of double to triple the price that you've chosen for the individual book itself. So the library is purchasing these. So yeah, have a play around, see what sort of pricing you're comfortable with, and then see how it goes. So what I've discovered as well is your book won't automatically be available in these library services. You might have to get a reader to actually request the library to buy it, but at least it will be available for them to buy, for example. Cool. So apply the changes to the whole to everything I've done today. So I am the original creator of this content. I confirm I have all the rights necessary, and I'm going to publish my book. Awesome. So yeah, that's all done now. So we'll jump back into the ebook details page, and you can see it's going to continue publishing to the different platforms, and I get little email updates, which is really exciting. When it comes on to Apple Books and Google Books and Tolino and all those sorts of things. So that's quite fun when you get those little emails. So yeah, I hope that was helpful for anyone watching. And if you've got any questions, please pop them in the comments. And all the best with your self-publishing. Thanks, guys.